So where the real-time strategy is going? Firstly, nowhere. It's staying. Yes, we are hard stuck with StarCraft 2 as the hardest and most competitive game, but in the same time most viable platform for community to build their own stuff upon. Secondly, it's been over a decade of StarCraft 2, so there are many players old and new which has gone through this game, that there is actually attention for something new to arrive. Something very similar to what we got now, but on a whole new level. The question is, who will deliver? Technically, I should not be the one talking, but I want to talk, and that's why I'm here. Since I'm a fresh person in this field, although I would say that me playing something like Caesar 3, Empire Earth 1 and Empire 2 back when they were like few months old or like fresh or whatever, still means I'm kind of veteran, even though I was not going competitive. It was just a single player and it was rare LAN parties with some friends back then who were playing the same games. So following is my honest opinion and only based on publicly accessible information. So in my eyes, there are two games who might deliver. First one is Zerospace, from which so far I have seen competitive side of game built upon having 4 factions including 6 mercenary factions. Mercenary factions, for those who doesn't know, are accessible to all sides of like each opponent for additional cost, so it's the same troops that anyone can use. And 14 heroes which will be into play at all stages of game, which means also 1v1. Their take on competitive play is a mix of control of the map, which has zones that gives your heroes bonus experience, and therefore you gain talent points, which gives them and the faction some abilities to use throughout the game. Other than that, it's basically 2 different resources and micromanaging them to build up army strong enough to overwhelm the opponent. They are also promising competitive 3 vs 3, co-op and story campaign. Those I have not seen yet, but I believe they will be there. Other game is Stormgate, from which so far I have seen competitive side of game build upon confirmed 3 factions. Actually we got 2 of them so far, but the developers have promised that they will show which is the third and what it's called and what's the troops and everything after the New Year's. Game is constructed in very similar fashion as StarCraft 2. No heroes in 1v1, at least so far, which is flat out micromanagement fight between opponents. Although they have mixed in some monster camps which reward players with additional resources and some of other bonus advantage for a short time. There are promises on having heroes to play single and co-op modes, although the heroes might be also used in 3 vs 3 too, so that's that. Both games are very similar with some nuances here and there. Both are in developing stage, both are crowd-funded, and both are popping up here and there with preview and content. Actually not crowd-funded, Stormgate actually got founded by, I believe, Riot or somebody. Actually they had quite a big money. I'm not sure who founded Zerospace. I know that they both have gone through the Kickstarter. I think the Stormgate Kickstarter will be huge because it's still ongoing. Nevertheless, whom I'm putting my trust in is the question. I hope no one will get offended if I will say that I have my card on Stormgate. Why? Here are my arguments. These arguments applies for both games at the start. They are made at the time when RTS games are in the ones who are in high competitive level is actually dimming, so it's been a very long time. They have the ability to have the newest tech involving all the bells and whistles possible to improve the comfort and playing experience. This is wink wink on Stormgate, which is trying to implement rollback or something like that, which is just crazy in my mind, but nevertheless. They have the huge community that is waiting for something to come up, therefore there are huge resources that in us, the players, to get the game adjusted to the needs and desires of the community, which is where I'm pivoting to Stormgate, since they are working with community from beginning, started in Reddit, then gone to pro players, Twitter, alpha testing waves, including as much community as they seem necessary, etc. Yes, Zerospace also did go for pro players, but I have not seen that side, unfortunately. Maybe you have. You can do that, so tell me that in the comment section if you know something from that side. Stormgate is already promising custom game modes and freedom for community to build their own stuff after the launch, so that's something to keep an eye on. While Zerospace for me is a dark horse, working with pro players while developing the game, still there is a lot of unknown about that game for me. Maybe good, may not, we'll see. While Stormgate is open to it all, and their team, as far as I know, is working very closely together with community. So the other difference I mentioned was the way the competitive plays in the hero situation. Custom play and the amount of factions. Obviously a lot of those things can still change, as both of them are still in development stage. I have supported both games through the Kickstarter, and I guess we will see who will comes out on top at the end. Who will deliver better, but it's exciting time for RTS, that's pretty much what I mean with whole this thing. I will be very happy to see your ideas, opinions, maybe you know something more about Zerospace and you are willing to share that with me, and you can also share what you are rooting for, what side you are standing, or you are both sides. It's all fine and everything, so you can do that in comment section below. Thanks for watching and have a nice weekend.